Just like you offer to the gods, Owerri listeners have offered other radio stations to us as burnt offerings. Boss Radio, 98.9 FM.
Spent 24 hours, I need more.
Boss 98.9 FM, keeping you company 24/7.
You are listening to the #1 urban radio station, the new Boss Radio, 98.9 FM, Owerri Radio for the boss mind.
Alright, a beautiful evening to you on the other side of the radio. When you listen to that sick tune, you already know it is time for us to get the conversation rolling right here on Boss Radio 98.9 FM. It is Campus Drive. This is where you get to hear firsthand whatever is going on in your school premises, in tertiary institutions. You get to hear it here. This is a show that sort of, I would say, train you, give you updates. That's if you're already a graduate or an undergraduate of a high institution. We give you the information happening in campus, outside campus, and some of the things that would be beneficial to you as a student or, a prospective graduate, okay? Or prospective undergraduate, as the case may be. So my name is Faith, and I welcome you to Campus Drive right here on Boss Radio 98.9 FM. Campus Drive always comes your way every Friday. I'm not alone in the studio. Wow. I've got me some great guests. It's a full house, actually. So I'm going to have them introduce themselves one after the other, and it goes round and round like that. Hello.
Yeah, my name is Wadike Chimere.
Go ahead.
And I'm a graduate of University of Port Harcourt. I studied biochemistry.
Okay. All right. And of course, my other guests.
Well, good evening, everybody. Good evening, Boss FM. Good evening, everybody, Owerri people. My name is Kano Boniface. Yeah, Kano Boniface. Well, I'm from Imo State University, a 400 level student of Imo State University. Good to be here.
Okay.
Hello, guys. It's your boy, Osuji Emmanuel, popularly known as Emitra. So I'm here on today's talk show. Well, I school in Avan, Ikoku. I'm a political science student. So thank you.
What level?
200 level.
Yeah. All right. So, like we said, these are my guests for today, and we are going to be discussing lots of things. So if you are an undergraduate of any institution, this is definitely a show that you should tune into. Okay. So, 2 guys, 2 girls. That's like a perfect combo. Let us head. First of all, let me ask you, like I always do, because I really care. How is school? How are things going on in school? I know Nekade is currently writing their exams. I don't think you're done yet. So how is school? Let me start from you.
Well, in Imo State University, we would have had our XCG election, but for some reasons, it was postponed. And for now, school is fine, everything is fine. We are all going to school for our studies. We just had our matriculation today. Matriculation of the 100 level students I was taking today in our school.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So,
yes.
The rag day thingy was from your school, because I saw some students in the market.
Exactly.
Oh, wow. Did you participate in the rag day event? Did you participate? Not now, of course. Okay. I'm talking about, when you started.
No. I didn't actually.
Why?
Because I was a kind of. Oh my God.
You're like, go for Pete. How can I be
Oh.
with rags?
We are big boys, We are big boys.
Speak for yourself. He might have done it. So, how about you?
Well, I didn't.
Why? What year was that?
Well, it was last year.
No, I mean, when did you get into school?
Last year.
Was last year. How about you?
That was So I got admission in 2019. Our rag day was in 2020.
Oh, okay. How about you?
We don't do rag days in Uniport.
Oh,
Really?
You don't?
No, at all.
Why?
I don't know. It's just part of the school's policy.
Okay, that's cute. I did with my full chest. Because you know me, I like money. So when I got into school and they were like, let's go for rag day, I was like, what's that called? And they were like, you go around wearing rags, literally.
Yeah.
So it's not rag sha, but you're just going to wear really awkward and weird outfits. I was like, why not? If not, will we make money? They say, yeah. Let us go. And so I dressed, and it's not a cute thing, to be honest, but it's fun.
Yes,
it's actually very, very fun. So shout out to the amazing new intakes of Alvan Ikoku College of Education. Shout out to all of them. Is it
Imo State University?
Oh, is it Imo State University?
Exactly. Imo State University.
Forgive me, Imo State University. I thought it was Alvan. Are you serious?
Yeah, it's Imo State University.
Oh, okay. That's good. All right, so that's good. That's really, really, really great. I'm saying that's good because I remember my days. They were really, really fun days. Okay, so let us start with the first agenda or conversation up on our list, and that would be a recent video that surfaced online. It actually went viral, and I felt bad when I saw it. I don't know if you've seen it. So it's a video of a young man. I don't know what really transpired, but we had to dig deeper, and we discovered that I was actually looking for how to reach out to the guy and maybe have him come in on the show or send me a voice note or something to explain what really happened. Okay, and also to know what the school authority is doing about it. Now, here's the gist. So the guy was in the exam hall. From the voices in the background, that was how I was able to deduce what actually happened. He was in the exam hall, and I think his seatmate told him to allow him. You know how you are in an exam hall, and your seatmate wants to copy or giraffe. I don't know what it's called.
Exactly.
What
we are students. We know everything.
So
copy and paste.
Exactly. So that was what he wanted to, what the seatmates wanted to do, and the guy refused. He probably refused to give out that information or allow the guy to skim through his. Okay, yes, let's use copy. Copy would be the right word for it. So the guy refused to let that happen, and guess what? I don't know. Maybe it was inside the hall. I really do not have that information, or outside the hall, but literally this guy's head was dripping with blood. So that guy was beaten. I don't think he was even beaten. I think maybe they used the bottle or something to just, I don't know. Please, if you're a student of Nekede Polytechnic, I would need you to call in on this show and give us full gist as to what really happened. It was the most pathetic sight ever. Like, blood was just dripping. He had to hold his hand on his head so he could stop the blood. So let us talk about that. First of all, let me know your reaction. What do you think about that video?
Well, assaulting someone because he didn't show you in exam, well, that doesn't make sense to me. Well, it's totally his own choice. And where the whole thing comes from is this mentality of students that we are coming to exam hall not to prove our individual ability, but to work together. Well, I know from all standards that school exams, whatever exam it is, doesn't permit that. So if someone decides not to like show you an exam, then why do you go ahead beating the person? It's not even the lecturer that is going to mark it. And how sure are you that even what the person is writing is correct? Because if you they write something, the person will follow yourself, they write rubbish. You follow the person, they write rubbish. Stuff like that. And both of you just end up failing. So it doesn't make sense assaulting someone because the person did not cooperate with you in exam hall. He's just trying to abide by the rules. That's my own take.
Okay, have you experienced it before we come to you? Have you experienced it before?
Well, the only one the only one I know I've experienced is crosses and threats from my in school. Yes, crosses and threats. They keep telling you don't do this. You don't do this in exam hall. Because of that, I'm going to beat you one day. We are going to beat you one day. I've received that from my classmates.
Oh my goodness! All right, so Chimeram, let's hear it from you.
I think it is very, very wrong. It's very, very wrong, and this is what we're trying to change in the Nigerian system of education. As a student of a university, the reason you're there, the reason for exams is to test your knowledge. Okay, so By the time you come into an examination hall hoping to copy from your side mate, and at the end of the day the side mate refuses, which is the right thing to do, you beat up or attack this your side mate or your colleague. It's very wrong. Come on. The same, your side, like we say in Nigeria, how many heads does he have? He has one head. You have one head. And you guys have the same brain. Your brain should also do the same thing his brain is doing, which is reading and retaining. Okay? So it is not right at all. It is not right at all.
Have you experienced it before?
No, I haven't. Nobody,
like ever?
no one has threatened me. No.
You are lucky. You are lucky.
I haven't experienced that at all.
All right, so let's know what you think about it.
Well, for me, according to the story you just told us now, well, what happened is it's a sad story.
Of course.
But frankly, anyone who hears the story will tell you that it is inhuman to beat up a student because of the refusal to show you answer. It shows that the person in question is not ready to go to school. Yeah, because this is an exercise in the school which you as an individual, as a student in school, you have been given time to prepare for the examination. The same time which is given to you is the same time given to the individual in question.
Okay.
So I don't know what a student will be doing with his time or her time. And coming to bully anyone, I think it is punishable for me. Something needs to be done about it.
Okay. So, Emmanuel, have you experienced it in your school before? Be honest, though.
Not only in my secondary school days. When I would tell your paper.
But they don't get to, run on those threats, right?
No, they don't get to execute it.
No, then I wasn't a cool guy. When they threaten me, I would tell them you not do anything. So it's just secondary school stuff, which is normal.
So let's be very, very. I don't know if I would like to drag the school authority into this, because I feel like they also have a role to play. In the case of this young man right now, of course, his parents or his guardian sending him to school would actually, believe that the school authority are supposed to protect him, give or take. But it has happened, and of course, it's a school environment. You have lots of students who are unruly, some who are coming from very different backgrounds. So yeah, lots of things are supposed to be expected from that. But let's work with what Chimerim just said right now. In her school, I don't know if it's personally, but in her school, she has never experienced something like that, where because you did not show me your exam sheet or your answer sheet, I'm going to threaten you and probably make do that threat. Do you think we should tag it on the school? Is it possible to also tag it on the school authority? Maybe because, for instance, this young man right now, I don't know if the people who perpetuated this wicked crime are going to be probably rusticated from the university, or maybe any form of punishment meted out on them. I don't know about that. So, but you have situations like that where students are supposed to be honest, they're supposed to be bold enough to say no if they don't feel like this is the way things are supposed to be done.
True.
Well, in the case of this guy right now, somebody else will not say no. Do you get? I mean, that's the proper way to do things. Exam practice is a no-no, because sometimes you will show your book set, somebody will come into the exam hall, and you that is showing the book, you want to be the good person. You'll be the one to be in trouble.
Yes,
exactly.
So if I say no, I'm saying no because, one, I feel like that's the right thing to say. Number two, because I feel like I wouldn't want to get in trouble with the school authority, right? True. So in all my asking, what I want to know right now is, do you think we should drag the school authority into this? Do you think there are measures they need to take that they have not taken yet to make sure things like this do not occur in universities? Yes. I mean, Chimerim said she has not experienced it in her university. You said you've experienced it, but the threats are not being carried out.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And you said you've not experienced it before. I don't know if these are personal, but then I would want you to react to that, Chimerim.
Okay, I haven't experienced it personally, but I know people who have.
Okay.
in my school. Okay, I know people who have experienced it, and I would say the school authorities now. I'm narrowing it down to this particular incident that happened. The school authorities should make sure that it doesn't occur again.
Okay.
In my school then, I remember then we would have security personnel in our examination hall, just sitting around, because there was a time Uniport was crazy. A lot of things were happening in school, and the school authorities took it upon themselves to curb a lot of things. Those things that were happening in school. So most times when we write exams, you would see security personnel. I can't remember what they were called then, but you see them stand beside the classroom. Okay, so they are watching, they are looking at you. They are after exam. I think after exam, yes, they will pass a questionnaire, something like that.
Okay.
After exams, they pass questionnaires to us to ask us how the exams were, how if the lecturer prepared well, if he sets questions that he didn't teach.
Wow.
Yes, I remember.
Really?
If he sets questions that he didn't teach, how the exam was, if you studied well, there are so many. I remember. And after the exam, they'll gather the questionnaires and they give it to report it to their leader. So I think the school authority now should take action
towards this young man.
Yes,
and generally,
yes,
right?
and generally.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
That's good. So, if I'm to ask you, Emmanuel, what action would you consider right for the school authority to take?
Well, for me, this is an ugly incident, and this is as the same as threat to life, because the young man in question, if people didn't intercept on immediately, who would have known what would have happened to him? I don't know. Maybe he would have bled to death, or some other thing would have happened. So I think that the people who perpetrated this action, this is a threat to life for me.
Yes.
So the school management can use measures. Every school have their rules and regulation. So any punishment they should give to those people should be a serious one. So I don't know the punishment that the school has in hand, but for me, this is a very serious. It's the same thing as someone who did malpractice. So for me,
I think it's even worse.
They should be
attempted
rusticated.
murder,
They
to
should
be
be
honest.
rusticated from the school. The individuals should be rusticated from the school.
Okay.
Or demoted. Probably.
Demoted.
Or they will
Would that
meet a
do
year.
justice to that young man? What if he had died or something?
For me, it's a
right?
rustification. They should
That's
just be
that's like the best one coming to my mind. But then
Okay.
again, Boniface, let me have you react to, or rather contribute to, what you think can be done by the school authorities to curb this incident and not have a repeat of something like this, because this incident definitely will put fear in the hearts and the head of lots of students at the institution, and it will make them want to start doing things a certain way, and that's not the way it's supposed to be. Students are supposed to be free, to be academically free, to be honest, in every sense of the word. So what do you think the school authority needs to do in order not to have a repeat of this situation?
They say prevention is better than cure. Well,
Okay.
I must tell you, Her Majesty, I'm very, very happy for this program, because it's a forum. Like, we are students now from different universities, and I just learned something from her.
Yeah.
Because if you say, I was surprised when you told me that in your school there is security in the examination and all that.
Yes.
I wish something like this could be done in Imo State University.
Okay.
I'm telling you the truth. Even questionnaires to ask them questions on how the lecturer. Wow. Because if the school should put these kind of measures in place, definitely such things would not occur. And that's why I think in your school such things don't happen. Imagine a situation where you're writing an exam in a hall that is too compacted. There are so many students sitting in one seat. What do you expect them to do? Like, do you expect them to you are definitely promoting them to copy or stuff like that. But in a place that is well secured and is more conducive with abiding by the rules and regulations of the conduct of examination, definitely things like this would not occur. So maybe we can even go back to the school where this happened. Maybe this is also the same condition in the examination law. So I think the school management itself should also play a very vital role in this. Okay. Thank you very much, ma'am.
All right. Thank you very much. We need to go for a short break. When we come back, we are going to delve into another conversation as regards skill acquisition for undergraduates, prospective undergraduates and even graduates, to be honest, because the economy is not economy, and aside from getting a white collar job, you also need to put your hands on deck and do something for yourself, because you will need to live a better life. This is Fino with the song titled Highway. We will be right back.
Yeah. I go a daily. I'm a mock and what time they go, because I pull up in the mutton jazz on. Because I'm a gada go. I go talk about what card is on. It's be like a single walk. Past life when I walk out the one. And I'm a book I jab. Yeah. Fino on your highway. Here is the highway. Omaka highway. Shalom na highway. Owam na highway. To be on a highway. Man, a trouble, whatever, highway. Look on the wine me. Jay, here. Agreement. On your brother Jack Copiasiawa, the fay there. So long wagon on complete. A second street, no complete. Listen and they keep on 100. Money to the man, it's a complete. Fino on your highway. Here is the highway. Omaka highway. Shalom na highway. Owam na highway. To be on a highway. Man, a trouble, whatever, highway. The banjo, why me? Chay, baka,
DJ K-Wise.
Yeah, Adama Kao.
Where there's a boss, there is a law. We've created the law for other stations to abide. The new Boss Radio, 98.9 FM. Radio for the boss mind.
This place is rocking and rumbling. Disbelieving. Fantastic.
This thing not be just game, not life. It go carry person up and down. Sometimes it go make you laugh. Sometimes it go make you sound person. It go totori your body. It go charge your body. Everywhere go soft. Now the new football season, GoTV don't arrange to summer you all the better ball for Spanish La Liga, Italian Serie A, Premier League, FA Cup, and all the UEFA games where carry weight. Bobby, rush now go collect your own GoTV decoder wey carry 1 month free max subscription for only 9,900 naira. Make yourself balance for front chair. Take enjoy the new football season because now good football we dey talk so. GoTV, love it.
Akwụkwọ nsọ kwuru na nwoke ga-ahapụ nne ya, hapụ nna ya, gbakwuru nwunye ya na ya bụrụ ofu. Ha ga-abụ ofu awụ na imegbu ya na ịkụ nwaanyị ihe, mana ọ wụ iji ịhụ ya n'anya ga-ejikwa n'anya anya. Ịkụ nwaanyị ihe na imegbu nwaanyị, anyị ekwesịghị ịkwado ya n'ezinụlọ anyị. Gịnị na-eme n'ala Igbo ugbu a? Elee ihe kpatara ndị nwaanyị anyị na ụmụnne anyị ji anwụ n'ihi mmegbu na ịkụ ha ihe n'ezinụlọ anyị? Elee otu ọ ga-adị gị ma nwa ị mụtara n'afọ ma nwanne gị nwaanyị a na-emegbu ya na-akụ ya ihe otu isi akụ nwunye gị ihe? Biko, ihe ahụ ga-eme gị akụ nwunye gị ihe lepụrụ ya anya, agbanyeghị otu o ji kpasuo gị iwe. Imegbu nwaanyị na ịkụ nwaanyị ihe ọ karịrị n'ala anyị. Anaghị ihe a emeela ọtụtụ ụmụ nwaanyị anyị na ụmụnne anyị ndị nwaanyị anwụọla n'ihi ihe. Ndị nwoke ibe m, biko n'ishiri ike awụ na ahụ nwunye gị ma na ahụ ụmụ gị, anyị kwesịrị inyere ha aka, hụ ha n'anya, lezikwana ha anya. unu akụwala nwaanyị ndụ ihe unu egbebụla ha ka anyị kwụsị imegbu na ịkụ nwaanyị ihe n'ezinụlọ anyị. Ndị wetara ozi a bụ ndị Boss Radio 98.9 FM Owerri. Aha m bụ Evangelist Mike Iko. Udo dịrị unu.
Say that thing where you define for Sokoto don't dey for inside your Sokoto. That's one mean say our Boss Radio app don't settle. If you never hear am, now you don't hear am. Enter your mobile store, download our Boss Radio app so that you no go get any excuse to miss all our ogbonge program and better music than what would they summer you. Just type Boss Radio 98.9 FM. Make I spell am now. BOSSRADIO. Our mobile app. Na im be Kenke for Kenke.
Where there's a boss, there is a law. We've created the law for other stations to abide. The new Boss Radio 98.9 FM. Radio for the boss mind.
Mash it body, mash it body.
Tonight, I will catch you flight and come see you tonight. Hey, ooh, girl, I want to see you tonight. I will catch you flight and come see you tonight. Cause this distance is killing me for sure. So give me for more, give me meat on top. I want this, your love, oh. Say for instance, I do anything for love, anything at all. You feeling this or not? I know what's up, oh. I go take flight and I will fly to you. I should waste time, I feel they run to you, oh. I go take flight and I go fly to you. I should waste time, I feel they run to you, oh. Salty love, oh girl, you got me wanting more. I can't get enough of your salty love. Mash it body, mash it body. You get boo. Kill it best. You get boo. I don't wanna lose you. You get style. Me, I don't ship bang but I don't know no. So no time. And if you say you know, I go and die. Me, I don't belong, but I don't know, no. I'm on a radar. I go take flight, and I go fly to you. I should waste time. I feel to come to you. I go take flight, and I go fly to you. I should waste time. I feel to come to you. Salty love, oh girl, you got me wanting more. I can't get enough of your salty love. Oh girl, you got me wanting more. Mash your body, mash your body. You get boo. Kill it best. You get boo. Mash your body, mash your body. You get boo. Kill it best. You get boo. Salty love. Oh girl, you got me wanting more. I can't get enough of your salty love. Oh girl, you got me wanting more. Mash it body, mash it body.
And that is Salty Love by Peruzzi. And of course, what's his other name? I've forgotten. Hi, I'm missing out on this phone life. And I'm so surprised that my guests in the studio are not even dancing. I had to reprimand them. I'm like, why are you people like this? You're not supposed to be shaking your body.
The weather is cold, you know.
I don't understand.
The weather is cold.
Understand. People don't dance in your school.
We dance, but the weather is good. The weather is good today.
That doesn't speak well of your school. Anyway, it is Campus Drive right here on Boss Radio 98.9 FM. This is where we get to talk about topics and conversation that borders on, the Nigerian students in all institutions, especially the ones here in Owerri, Imo State. And we've talked about a very sad incident that we actually stumbled on social media of a young man who was literally I'm looking for the word.
Assaulted, beaten, blended,
assaulted. That was more than exactly. It was brutal assault. We need to join it together.
It was brutalized.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah.
That's the word. That's what I was looking for. Brutalized. Because assault it has nothing on that guy. I mean, it's really a serious case. So we've just talked about it. And of course, remember that this show is very, very open to you, the members of any institution. So all you have to do is just call in and tell us what you think about the conversation that we are having. If you're a graduate, an undergraduate, or prospective undergraduate, waiting to get into school, 09092229922 or 09122677989, or you can send a WhatsApp message to the number 0806 999 0806 999 That is the WhatsApp number for you to send the WhatsApp message to, or you could call us. And we're actually live on Facebook at Boss Radio 98.9 FM, so you can definitely go drop a message on our Facebook platform at Boss Radio 98.9 FM. So it's about time for us to get right into another sphere of conversation. And this one has to do with, as a student, right? And a prospective student. I was having a conversation with a friend of mine, and, the conversation was literally bordered on how lots of parents are not usually open to the idea of allowing most parents. I don't know right now. I think there's like a turnover, a very positive turnover with parents who are willing to have their kids, their children go learn a particular skill, as opposed to rather than, just focus on just, getting the education and going to school and certificate and degree and all that. So they're more open to, you want to learn how to be a makeup artist, go ahead, go and learn how to be a makeup artist. You want to learn how to be a chef, like you said, go ahead, learn how to do all of that. So, but I feel like it's something that we need to still have, right? We need to still open the conversation for that to happen more often than we have right now. Most parents, let me not say lots of them, most parents are more fixated on, I want you to go into school, get a certificate, be a professional. And those are really, really cool. They make lots of sense. But then again, you are the students, you are a graduate. So I feel like we are in the best position to actually, speak on this matter, to be honest. Now, in school, I mean, what level?
400 level.
You said that with so much authority. Anyway, let's come back to that. Let's take this call first of all. Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening. This is MC Tetspeed calling from Owerri.
Okay, you're welcome. Are you a student of any institution in Owerri?
I'm a graduate. I graduated 2019 from Alvan.
Okay, that's good. Please go ahead. What would you like to react to?
Okay. The first one, I want to react to the first one about the guy that was brutalized,
Yeah.
See, I like giving opinions that people might disagree to. I'm not in support of the guys beating up the guy or breaking his head or anything. Okay. But once you are in the institution, there's nothing like first position. There's nothing like book pass. So once someone is sitting beside you, just try as much as possible to help the person. You don't know where you are going to meet the person in the future. You understand? Like with a little help, you give the person an exam hall that will make the person set you up for life. You get what I'm saying, right? Yeah. So, but I'm not in support of them beating him up or anything. I'm not in support of that. They went too far, and I think punishment for that should be suspension, or possibly they should be expelled from the school.
Okay.
So,
okay, go ahead.
So coming to this part of entrepreneurship, I always advise students to try as much as possible to get a skill. That is why I love my school so much. We have this course we do in school, entrepreneurship, where you also learn how to do these particular skills, soup making, bead making, and so much of them. So entrepreneurship will help even pay your fees in school and help set you up in life after school. It will help you a lot. So I think entrepreneurship should be set up from primary school. Let it be inculcated in students from primary level to secondary level, then to the university level.
Okay.
That's what I think.
All right, thank you.
And also finally, okay, do you want to ask him a question?
Go ahead, go ahead.
I'm running too fast. Okay, finally, I want to give a special shout out to my son there on the studio. I want to give a special shout out to Emidri. You are trying, Emmanuel. You are doing so well. We are proud of you. We are proud of you.
Right. That's good. All right, thank you very, very much for calling in. I was about to ask him, what if in your goodwill act, because I know of situations where you would want to show someone what you've written because you don't want to be a bad person in the sight of your friends and your colleagues, and you get yourself plunged into a deeper problem, from the lecturers or your invigilators, right? Yes. So all it's invigilators. I was about to say supervisors. Anyway, so what happens in that case? What happens in that case where you get to put yourself in trouble thinking, oh, okay, let me help this person? I know we are going back to our first conversation, but let's talk about that. How would you feel if that should happen to you?
Okay, so this has actually happened to me. Okay, I was writing a course, a BCH2 something course, and I remember that course was very difficult, but my seatmate was actually copying from me, and when the invigilator saw me, he stood me up, or rather she stood me up and took my paper. Yeah, and that was the end of the exam for me. Wow. She sent me outside and I waited outside, and there were some things I didn't write that I didn't have opportunity to write again because my paper was already collected from me. So at the end of the day, I was supposed to have that course an A, but I got, can you guess the score I got? I got 68. That's a B. Like, that was 68 and 70. The difference is 2. Okay, so assuming I continued writing, I'm sure I would have made an A. Okay, so that has happened to me. So yeah,
and you felt bad about it.
And I felt bad about it.
Did you regret opening your book?
No, I didn't open my book. Actually, I was writing and he was copying from me.
And you had no idea.
And I had no idea. He was behind me and he was copying from me. So you know how invigilators just know that there's a way students cooperate. Okay, so yeah, they just know that there's a way students cooperate. So she didn't even ask me what happened, or she didn't even ask me anything. She just said stand up, and that was it. And I was asking, what did I do? She just said, go out, and that was it. That was the end of that exam for me. So at the end of the day, I felt bad. I really felt bad. Yeah.
Okay, Emmanuel, you were looking at her like you wanted to swallow her. You have something different to say. Well, I mean, your father, your school father, has called in to say, you don't take first position in class in high institutions. So why cover your book? So answer that question.
Well, it depends on the angle he's coming from. Like he told you that the little help you might give to that person in the hall, the person might help you someday. So he was trying to direct it to the side of helping each other. So according to his own perspective and his own point of view, I think he made a point there.
Okay.
He made a good point there because we all are students, and also we should also help ourselves.
So what if that help implicates you? How would
like
you feel?
He did to
exactly.
me? Yeah.
Like he did to her.
Yeah.
How would you feel if the help implicates you?
Well, I will feel bad. Like I have done a lot of good things for people, and at the end they pay me back with bad. Yeah. So for me, I will feel bad. Yeah.
But you will not stop.
Yeah, I will stop because this is not. It won't be the first time I've been doing good to people and people will pay back with bad. So what he said, he's making a good point there.
Okay, when we talk about help, how about helping you in helping you before the exam starts? Like go through tutorials. If you do not understand something, you come up to me, you walk up to me, and I help you understand it better. That sort of help, don't you think it's way better?
To me, that's even much more better. For example, in my school now, in my department, my class, they have this study group. Maybe they're even listening to me. We have this study group. Where before exams, we read, we prepare before the exams. I think that's the greatest help you could offer someone. For example, if I decide with Emmanuel that see we are going to sit together, and maybe instead of God intervening, the devil intervened in the matter, and then they separated us.
Yeah, that's right.
That's the end of the world for us.
That's the worst feeling.
When you want to help people, to me, I keep on saying I don't find examination malpractice bad first, but what makes it bad first? But what makes it bad is because it's against the rules of the school. And that's where the whole thing starts. So if you really want to help someone, why don't you help the person before exam? Why don't you help the person so that even when you're not around, the person could be able to help himself also? So that's my take on this.
Okay. All right. Makes lots of sense to me. You can definitely still be a part of the show. All you have to do is call us, send us a WhatsApp message. We are having a conversation. Our conversation is it's stemming from the video, a viral video that we stumbled on social media. I didn't have like the explicit video of it. I don't have the guy's number. I wish I could have the guy's number. And I'm really looking forward to a student of Federal Polytechnic in Nekede. I wanted to call the full name. I'm looking forward to a Federal Polytechnic student calling in and giving me full gist as to how everything happened. Okay, 090922299922 or 091226779989. You can send a WhatsApp message to the number 0806 999 Okay, those are the numbers for you to reach us on. Now let's just go back to our conversation about skill acquisition and its importance, its benefits, because they're very, very numerous, to be honest. So we are talking about, first off, for the parents to be able to encourage their children to be open to the idea that, okay, my child, it is okay. Some students are actually at home absolutely doing nothing and they're just waiting until they can gain admission, rather than go start a skill or learn a skill, maybe go to a barber shop, learn how to barb people's hair or cut people's hair or something, rather than just sit back and wait for this admission that might take you maybe 1 year or 2 years when you're done with secondary school. It is very, very important that you learn to do other things that will be very beneficial to you on the long run, because the economy, like I said, is not economy in white collar job.
It's not coloring.
Lots of things are really going on. So first off, I would need you, Boniface, to say something about parents and their push towards encouraging their kids to go and learn skills. How many? I feel like they have huge percent, but I would want to know what you think about it. Do you think that they can be able to influence their kids enough to give them that push to go and learn a skill?
Yeah, even it's the sole responsibility of parents to do that. Definitely. You see, I'll use myself as example. I wish I learned the skill before I entered school. But unfortunately, my dad was that kind of person who keeps pushing you. Go to school, go to school, go to school. The little one I have now, the little digital skill, I do a little of design. Was while in school. And it was very, very stressful, carrying it along with school. I knew I would have developed more if I had stayed back to learn in school. So I encourage parents to push their children, because it is definitely you are the one paying the school fees, to push their children to first even learn the skill before going to school. Because once they go to school and they have that skill, the dependence that you send this one, mommy send this one, stuff, those things will reduce. Definitely. I'm talking from experience.
Okay. All right, let's take this call. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Move away from your radio set. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Yes, Fred Martins. Good evening.
Good evening. You're welcome.
Christopher.
Okay, go ahead, Christopher.
Good evening to the people in the students or the ex-students in the studio there.
Thank you.
Good evening.
Thank you.
So let me talk about the Naked. I'm an ex-student of Naked.
Okay, go ahead, please.
The thing that happened is a misnomer. Maybe it's just somebody showing his supremacy against the other person, and the school supposed to decide measures towards that. I thank God the director is a reverend. So if he doesn't take a decision that is comparable to what happened in the school, people are onlookers are watching. They will definitely expose what is going on in the school. So that case is supposed to be a case that will be settled with the school's authority, not outside of the school.
Okay.
Then coming to skills acquisition. These days, skills acquisition is no longer working. Because if you go to the places they are learning skills acquisition, it's more or less like people trying to manipulate themselves or use other people for as a slave. I have tried that. As a graduate from Naked, I've tried going through skills acquisition, but it didn't work. I'm not trying to say, let me use my certificate to find something and do, because if you go there, you are being looked at somebody who is a little bit higher. Then when they want to teach you, they will put you below, and they will like to render you like somebody who doesn't know anything. They will start treating you like a grass. The type of elephant and the grass who suffers much. As in, that's just the situation that you find yourself there. So if you check some of the people that are going into learning of trade, they find it difficult. If you have passed through the school, you find it very difficult to learn anything because they're not going to teach you what you will understand. They'll be teaching you in the manual way. Why are you supposed to be learning like somebody who is in an automatic vehicle? You are not learning in the manual way. You don't understand what I mean by that. Hello?
Okay, we're getting you
So
actually.
it's a little bit difficult for you to understand such a thing. When they pass information in the school through education, teaching you and also giving you books to read and understand better, yet they will be telling you to do this. And if you don't get it at that point, they will tell you that you don't know it. They will not know that this thing is a continuum. It doesn't end and start immediately. Sometimes when some people they are told some certain things more than one time, once or twice or thrice before they could pick up. So I think that's the bone of contention there. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Christopher, for calling in. We appreciate that a lot. Okay, so what do you have to say about that, Boniface?
Well, concerning what you said about the skill acquisition of a thing, I know what is. I understand, on the aspects of the way they treat you. But to me, even at that, you just have to sometimes the humility. With humility, you could conquer all. I've had that kind of experience during that COVID-19 era. The place I worked, that was the way the man treated me and all the rest of them, And anyway, but all those things are bygone. But the only thing there is just that, irrespective of the way, the method they will use, and then you just have to mellow down and learn from them. Yes. Thank you.
All right. Okay, so it's few minutes before the hour of 6, and I think we should round off the show already. But before we do that, I still want us to highlight on the skill acquisition. Now, let's be honest. I'm going to have you react to that, Emmanuel. Let's be very, very honest. Yeah. Students, probably the ones already in school, undergraduates, trying to combine, you already mentioned that, trying to combine skills or learning a skill with also studying can be very, very stressful and tedious, all of the words you guys used. How do you balance it, to be honest? Because you have to balance it so that one does not suffer to the detriment of the other. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
So let me know what you think about that.
Well, based on what you asked me now, students going to school and also trying to acquire some skills.
Yeah.
Well, it depends on the determination of the students. Yeah. I have seen students who go to school and also do other kind of job. I have seen students who engage in molding blocks, building of houses. So it depends on the student itself. Even in I'm an ex-seminary, for instance. I will use myself as an example. In the school, we have different time for activities. We have time to sleep, we have time to read, we have time to eat, and all these things happens in a day. There are regulations for it, and I have trained myself in a way that I can do more than 3 things in a day. So students going to school and also acquiring a skill, it is possible. It depends on the determination of the student, and there are students who would want to say it's too much, and you know, procrastination and also not having self-confidence can cause issues like that.
All right, so Chimerim, let me have your final word on, you're an undergraduate, you've left school, and you're a graduate rather, I beg your pardon, sorry. You've left school, you've served, you've seen life, to be honest. Not like people in school or in universities have not seen anything. You've seen Shege, and there is even the banza attached to it, right? So I would like you to please help me understand something. Skill acquisition, white collar job. Are you going to drop one for the other? If you're given an opportunity to drop one for the other, which one would you drop, or would you rather combine it but go heavy on a particular one?
That's a difficult question. A very tough question. Skill acquisition. Well, it's very, very wonderful to have a skill that you are very, very adept with. Choosing one over the other is a very, very difficult decision to make. As for me, it depends on your vision. Okay, if you are the kind of person that you want to have a white collar job, you want to work for somebody, fine, you go ahead. Then if you are the kind of person that you know that you can't do 9 to 5, you're the kind of person that you know that you want a business, then you have to get a skill or hone your skill, your natural inherent talent given to God, given by God to you. Hone it and deploy them and have your business, So from your business, if it grows, you can employ other people. So I think it depends on the person. All right, thank you very much. I love your opinions. They are really opinioning, if you get what I mean. That's really nice. All right, so before we go, Emmanuel, I stumbled on your WhatsApp status. You seem to be having a hangout. Tell us about that quickly. Okay,
thank you. Well, the hangout is going to be on the 30th of this month. That is the last Sunday of this month. And it is themed Alvan Hangouts Connect. Wow. So it is a hangout for all Alvanites. So it is for both the graduates and undergraduates. This is a hangout where Alvanites will come together from different departments, different faculty, to get to meet and interact with each other, share ideas and share contacts. And as we know in our society today, there is nothing that is greater than networking. So the hangout is going to be an interesting one, and I want to advise I want to plead with all Alvanites to be at the Venice Paris on the 30th of July.
All right. Okay, so you heard him. Party is everything and more to me. So go hang out. All right, in conclusion, let me just say, I don't have a problem with showing people your book. I thought to just add that. Or showing people your answer sheets. I feel like if you're in a position where you could assist someone who is probably, struggling academically, why not if not? But it's not by force. You need to know that it's not by force. So if the person says no, you need to humble yourself and go speak to your brain. Okay, that's what you need to do. But I really do not have any problem with you assisting, while you're in the exam hall. Anyway, that's for that. Thank you so much for coming in on the show. Have you a wonderful Friday. TGIF, we're gonna party. Bye. There's no party happening anywhere. Say bye, guys.
Goodbye.
Right.
Goodbye, guys.
Bye. Bye, everyone.
Wow.
I feel like for it, boy. Electricity, vibes on a frequency, till infinity. Steady on a different beat. Life is not that deep. It's all about the energy, the mentality. Now you making my body. The body go sign. And you know everything I do is nobody else concerned. Sure you go come online. And I see darkness all around me, but I know I'm the light.
Shake it, yeah, baby. I feel your vibration. Fine girl on motion. Beautiful temptation. Bad girl on rotation. Shake it, baby, shake it. Electricity, vibes on the frequency, yeah. Till infinity, steady on a different beat. Love is very sweet, but first you must get the moolah. Now poverty, now you make it my worry.
Nobody go sign. And you know everything I do is nobody else concerned.